We are live. What's going on, guys? This is OJ Light, and welcome to Journey to a Six Pack. These live streams are a little bit more than just about fitness. I'll kind of get into that in a little bit, but just wait till we get some people on. I got a couple things we're gonna go over tonight. In fact, I'll kind of get into what we're gonna be working through the next. Actually, sorry. Let me back up a bit. Let me kind of talk about the title of today's stream. I almost cheated on the diet, but I resisted. Today was a stressful day. Okay, so I'm trying to get this sales letter printed out. The printer is not working. It is just fucking words all over the page, not where they're supposed to be. The spaces, I don't know what the fuck's going on with it. I tried it in 2 different programs. I think it might be the printer. I think it might be my printer. It's all fucked up, not printing like how it should be. I don't know what to do. I might have to go get another printer tomorrow because I need this to happen. Okay, I need this to happen, and excuses are for the week. Alright, guys, excuses are for the fucking week. So this morning, I'm fucking with it for like 2 hours. I am fucking with this printer for 2 hours here, trying to get this sales letter out, and it's not cooperating. It's just fucking not cooperating. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to breakfast. I've been fucking with this for 2 hours. Guys, I wanted that country fried steak so badly. Oh man, the hash browns and the buttered toast and the deep fried steak for the breading and the gravy. I wanted it so fucking bad. I got regular steak and poached eggs with no hash browns and no toast. But for a moment there, guys, I was thinking about it. I was fucking craving the country fried steak, craving that motherfucker. But I stopped because I knew it was just temporary. I just knew it was just a stressful day, and that things would eventually maybe be different tomorrow. Oops. So let's kind of go into some things that have increased today. So my weight as of this morning is 235 pounds. 235.4 pounds. I am trying to get to the 200 here. Okay. Trying to get to the 200. So we are whittling it down. 0.1 by 0.1. Okay, guys, we're whittling it down. Okay. 2, we did a Bathmate session this morning. It is Saturday, so we are 98. We're 98 at 100. 100 is the next measurements, guys, and then we're gonna add some stuff. So eventually, one day, I would like to have done 500 sessions, but right now we're at 98. And this is for the marketing sales letter I'm gonna do. I got put 0 there because I can't get the printer to work. I need to get the printer. I really wanted to start on this Monday. I really wanted to start putting numbers to that Monday. So I really need to get this printer thing resolved tomorrow. Okay, guys. So that is a basic overview of where I'm at right now. Okay. So let's do a little. We're gonna do a couple things today. So I've been kind of thumbing through this book right here. Okay, it's called No BS Wealth Attraction by Dan S. Kennedy. Okay, and as I think I made a live stream about this book about a month ago, and I kind of want to get back into it. And as I read a couple chapters. I haven't read the whole thing. I just read the first few chapters. I kind of wanted to know what it was about. I kind of realized that this book is really good for not just wealth. I think this book has phenomenal advice for just life in general. Okay, so let me kind of give you the premise. Let me give you the premise of the book. Okay, so this is something we should all know. Most people think like this. I want a result. Okay? And that's generally as far as people get with their thinking. I want something. Okay? Some people think in terms of action. Okay? I want something, so I'm going to do something to get it. Okay? A lot of people here, a good chunk here. Okay? But beneath the action, guys, is I'm gonna word it like this: attractive behaviors. Okay. Attractive behaviors. Okay. And very few people dwell on this. Very few people dwell on this. So I'm gonna use his chart. We could say 100% people think on what they want out of life. 100% of people think about what they want out of life. I'm gonna say I don't know about action, because everyone tries to take action, I think. But we'll say serious action. I'm going to say 50% of people take serious action, okay? I bet you half the population does not, okay? I'm going to say that's the key thing. So 100% people think about results. 50% of people actually take some type of action to varying degrees. And the last thing is, I'm going to say only 5% really focus on the behaviors, okay? So really what I'm saying is they got this all fucked up. People got this all fucked up, okay, guys? And like I said, this is what this book's about. Really, let me kind of erase this here. In my opinion, really what people should be thinking of is the opposite. Like, you really should be thinking about your behaviors, and then those behaviors lead into action, and those actions lead into result. So really the thing your attention should be focused on is attractive, okay, behaviors. This is really what you should have on top. You'd be focusing on that, which then leads into results, right? Leads into actions. And then really little of your thoughts should be on the results. Or I shouldn't say little. So let me give you an example. I'm gonna use the fitness example of what I'm talking about, right? So I try to have healthy behaviors, right? I try to think about having really healthy behaviors. And me having these behaviors result in me doing action. I take action, okay? And then only here do I get to the results. And the results are more of a navigational tool, right? All the actions I'm doing getting me closer or further to the 200 goal, right? All the action. So that's how to really look at it. Like you gotta focus way more on the behavior than you need on the results. But most people just think about the results, and very few people think about the behaviors that will get you there eventually. Okay, so that's kind of like the understanding of what I'm getting at. If that makes sense. Okay, so let's erase this. So we're gonna get this. So what this book is talking about, the reason I like it is it talks about the behaviors. It talks about it's not necessarily like the actions you're gonna take. So behaviors dictate the type of action what you're gonna take, right? So let me just randomly open one. All right, that's it. Here, integrity, right? That's a type of behavior. Integrity. It's not an action. That's an attribute, right? I guess that's a better way to put it. Attribute, attractive attributes. Like having integrity isn't something you do. It's just something that's core to you. That's basically what this book is at. You're getting to the core, right? And integrity is basically keeping promises that you make, right? That's integrity, right? That would be an action. I keep promises I make. That leads to integrity, right? So, this, like I said, this book focuses on attractive attributes. That's how the AA, attractive attributes, okay? So the main premise of the book, the main premise of this book is the following, okay? He's mainly talking about money, but okay, so you're attractive. Okay, let me replace this. You don't build wealth. You don't create wealth. You attract wealth into your life. Okay, and I think you could use that in all the big three: fitness, women, wealth. You don't build that. You don't create that. You attract that into your life. Okay, that's the premise of the book. That's the premise of the book. Okay, so if you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I am originally from the Good Looking Loser forums. Okay, and Chris set out 3 goals that he thinks all men should accomplish, right? These are like foundational. This isn't like the end all. This is like the start. Okay? I don't even know why I'm looking them up. I don't even know what they are. The 3 goals of this, guys. Goal 1. Get a 6-pack. Okay? We're working at that right now. We are working at that right now. Goal 2. 100 plays. Okay? This is like what the big thing that his site was about. This was a big thing about what Chris was about. A little bit on this, a whole lot on that. Okay? A whole lot on that. And the third thing he thinks that all guys should do is become a cash millionaire. Okay? Not net worth, a little million in the bank. Okay? Cash millionaire. Those are the 3 goals that Chris laid out for us. Okay? If you follow his methodology, his thinking, the way you think your life should be. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? And I think this book right here, I know Chris probably read this because he is actually the one who introduced me to Dan Kennedy. He never talked about this, but he did mention Dan Kennedy before. So I'm pretty sure Chris has read some of his books. That's where this is at, right? So these are like the 3 goals, guys. These are the 3 goals, okay? And if you want, 6 packs plus big dick, if that's what you're into, that's kind of where that falls in there. So we got 1, 2, 3. Now, give me a second. My dog is at my door. A moment. Come on, buddy. What's up, buddy? Come here. I know. Come on, little buddy. Come here, buddy. All right, come on. I know. I got you, buddy. Sorry, guys, my dogs. My dog wanted to come in. There you go, buddy. Yeah. What's up, buddy? What did I do with my marker? Oh, what did I do with my marker, Teddy? Put it down when I went down. I got another one right here. Alright, so. Find it. Alright, so. Those are the big 3 goals. Alright, guys, those are the big 3 goals. Get a 6-pack, plus a big dick if that's what you want. 100 lays, and a cash millionaire. Okay, those are the 3 goals. Okay, so this is breakdown. So we understand how attraction works. We understand the 3 navigational things that make up this channel, and people like me. I'm not the only one that preaches this. Though I will say this, some of the other channels that talk about this stuff, this doesn't sound weird. They talk from a point of hate and not really a point of love. I'm not gonna name anyone particularly, but if you've been around, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of make money to shit on women type of advice, or bang women so you can as an act of hate. Like that's a very, very different mindset than what we have. This is more of like you get this for this, you get this to de-enchant you, and you do this so you have a legacy. Like that's kind of the big thinking marks on it. Alright? So the last thing I want to touch on conceptually is Dan Kennedy calls them principle, but I'm gonna keep the attraction attributes. So we have attractive attributes. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? And these are going to lead to strategy, which leads to tactics. Okay, and that's what we're gonna talk about mainly going forward. These are the outline, right? So we're gonna stick with the idea that there's attractive attributes, right? Or first principles, as Dan Kennedy calls them. Then we're going to talk about how this leads into strategy. And I really like Alex Hormozi's view of strategy. It made a lot more sense. Strategy, and I really like, is where are you going to put all your time and energy into, right? So let me give you an example. If you wanted to lose weight, right? Some people put all the time and energy into just the diet, okay? And some people do it into just the fitness. I know it's mostly diet, but I put a lot more energy in the actual fitness, and I think that's because I want a particular look, right? I know guys that just do diet. I know guys who've just done diet, okay? And here's what happens. They get really slim, but not muscular. They get slim, but not muscular, okay? So they do get the six pack. They're just very, very thin. They're very thin, right? The tactics are like, I've talked about tactics. These are like the actual little individual actions I do each day, right? So that's kind of what we're gonna be looking at here, okay? So let's kind of erase this right now. We'll kind of get into this, right? So I kind of want to read from this book. We're going to read from this book, and then we are going to look at the three main goals, right? So this is the preface, guys. This is what we're going to be reading today, and again, this book is made about money, but we're going to try to apply it across the board. Okay, so. This is not a book about making money. This is not a book about creating wealth. Both words, making and creating, reinforce what I call the work-money link, a limiting idea that we will change, a chain we will break in this book. Words like make or create suggest that you obtain wealth only through and in proportion to the effort exerted. These words imply that wealth comes about primarily, if not only, through hard work and through extreme exertion. This book is about the attraction of wealth. And again, I know it's about wealth and money, but we're going to think of this in terms of fitness, women, and money. So bear with me. Okay. I use the word attraction most deliberately. In this book, I hope to empower and equip you to attract all the wealth you want with far greater ease than you'll ever imagine. Faster than you think possible and with less work than you would think possible. And in any economic conditions, booms or recessions, include fast emerging new economies that I will speak about exclusively in these pages. This is a radical shift on several levels. There is a philosophical component, so we will be discussing your thoughts and attitudes and beliefs about wealth, but we will not stop there. As an early mentor of mine said, you can't eat philosophy. There is a way of thinking that repels wealth that is obviously how most people think. There's a way that attracts wealth. If you think that way, you are magnetic to opportunity, money, and wealth. Okay, that's what we're kind of trying to get here, guys. This is an all-important, yet it is a hand often overplayed. A few years back, for example, there was an enormous popular made-for-DVD documentary prompting thought as the secret to wealth attraction. Always an appealing promise for obvious reasons, but a lie by omission. There's more to it. There is a strategic component. There are very practical things to do to put yourself in the right position, okay? To set in motion the forces that attract wealth. I'm not talking about investing strategies. This is not a book about investing. You invest to create or preserve wealth. I'm talking about the attraction of wealth. So relax. You need not fear yet another mind-numbing discussion of mutual funds, 401ks, and stocks and trends, illustrated with charts and graphs. Instead, you will be dealing with business strategies, relation strategies, influence strategies, and marketing strategies that, properly employed, make you magnetic to opportunity, money, and wealth. There are new mandates of the new economy too, requiring new strategies and clearer focus on time-honored one. All of these will be discussed here. Finally, there is a behavioral component. Okay? I kind of talked on this earlier. There are behaviors that repel wealth, and that is obviously how most people behave. There are ways to behave that attract wealth. If you behave that way, you are magnetic to opportunity, money, and wealth. Ultimately, it is my intention that wealth attraction is more about doing than thinking. In total, this is all about making adjustments to the way we think and act, and make it easier to attract all the wealth you want faster and easier than you can imagine. Warning. I just want to make sure. Yep. Warning. Yes, a warning. When I say radical changes in beliefs and behaviors, I mean it. A lot of what you are about to read is going to be hard to swallow. You will be tempted to instantly reject it. You will find it contrary and challenging to what you've been taught and what you believe. It will make you uncomfortable. It's natural to simply turn off and move away from anything causing you discomfort. However, a great deal of discovery, growth, and progress and success is preceded by discomfort. I want to break this down because I want to come back to this. Seek the pain. Alright, seek the pain. We'll get back to that in a second. This is a very blunt book. The no BS in its title makes that promise, and a lot of what is published elsewhere about wealth is the feel-good category. This book includes a fair amount of things those other authors probably know but keep to themselves, lacking the courage to say them publicly. Certain they will offend people. I have never been concerned with who I may offend, and I am not about to start worrying about it now. I didn't even sugarcoat many of these discomfort preceding statements, building up to them, gently wrapping them in entertaining parables. This is a no BS truth about business people, how business people attract wealth as I know it. To avoid having wasted the price of this book, and more importantly, to avoid missing out on incredible opportunities to transform your life for the better, you need to tolerate some discomfort, to partially and carefully consider ideas and suggestions that at first seem wrong, illogical, irrational, and unreasonable to you. To encourage you, I am going to briefly describe my qualifications to convince you that I am the person you should take seriously, even though I am presenting ideas you might find difficult to accept. I will tell you these things not to brag. I have no need. I started out in life broke, no family resources. I have no college degree. By traditionally pretty factors, I am a man least likely to succeed before age 50, slowly via my own entrepreneurial pursuits, I amass sufficient wealth to allow me to stop working and to never make another dollar if I chose so. I have built, bought, sold businesses, developed highly successful businesses, even invented an entire industry. I have achieved prominence to some degree of fame. In recent years, money has flowed to me in ever-increasing abundance, even as my interest in it has waned. I have made millions of dollars a year in personal income. I own a nice home, own many racehorses, own good investments, classic cars, have zero debt, and live exactly as I wish in every respect. I work closely, privately with hundreds of multimillionaires and even seven-figure income entrepreneurs, most of which who have created their businesses from scratch, many quickly going on with my assistance from the start. These millionaires literally stand in line and pay huge sums of money for my advice. These people take me very seriously. I've taught them how to go beyond the making of money to attraction of wealth. This book, incidentally, is in part derived from a seminar I conducted only once by my choice, attended by 100 entrepreneurs, each paying $1,000 for the privilege. It is also based in part on discussion from Wealth Attraction Coaching Group that I have worked with, comprised of 18 entrepreneurs, most enjoying million and multi-million annual incomes, each paying $14,000 to be in the group. The lowest consulting fee is currently $19,000 per day, a substantially higher rate than top lawyers and law firms or doctors from that can command. And I am pleased to say that there's usually a waiting list. Again, I tell you this with all the evidence and value to validate the ideas in the book, even though some of them may seem weird to you. If you stop to think about it, it's probably true that most of what you've been taught about money, opportunity, and wealth was taught to you by people without wealth. Ain't that the truth? Most of what you've read or heard about wealth was said or written by the unwealthy. Most of the people have associated with whose opinions about money you have heard often aren't wealthy. Most of what is in your present belief about wealth was built with raw material you obtained from unwealthy sources. In stark contrast to those sources, I am a wealthy source. If my ideas didn't contradict, conflict, or challenge those in your present belief system, something would be wrong. Incidentally, I fully realize that you may be quite successful in your own right. I suspect that's the case. Poor people rarely buy books with wealth in the title. That's just one of many reasons they stay poor. So I do not discount your accomplishments or your knowledge, but I've worked with a great many successful people who struggle mightily to get there, who succeed despite their beliefs about wealth rather than thanks to them. I have watched such people go through most amazing transformations and the liberation of the ideas in this book. You will meet some of them in the book. No matter how successful you may be, I am confident you will find some ideas in this book that will surprise, shock you, challenge you, liberate you, benefit you. I am confident that Donald Trump can read this book and find something to use and attract even greater wealth than before. Ideally, your work on wealth attraction won't stop with this book. Okay, and then here's the roadmap for the book. But before we get there, let me read this little thing. How to get a collection of wealth attraction free tools. I am eager for the ideas in this book to work for you to put them to work for you. For that reason, I have assembled an entire wealth attraction toolkit, which includes a action guide for this book, checklist, and forms, psychological trigger laws, a telesaw, and an email course. To get the collection, you need to go online to www.nobsbook. Okay. I don't know if that's still up, but anyways, let's finish this. Section 1 has 28 wealth magnets, including 2 that are entirely new to this otherwise revised and updated edition. I am pleased to say popular since then. These magnets are not in sequential order because there's no sequential order to put them in. They are to be used simultaneously. You might think of them as puzzles laid out on a tabletop, waiting for you to fit them together in a way that works best for you. You can also treat it as a cafeteria, choosing and working with only 1 or 2 or 3 that seem important to you at that moment. But I would emphasize the great wealth attraction uses them all. Section 2 provides 2 bonus chapters written by individuals applying many of the magnets to their respective businesses in extraordinary ways. Section 3, wealth resources, includes contact information or other references. Okay, so it's just the bonuses. So, a couple things he said that I find real interesting, guys. Super interesting. Okay, so I said earlier, attributes, strategy, behaviors. I think if you were to change those words to attributes, strategy, and action, you would have me and him were just using different language to talk about the same thing. So he says philosophical. This is my this is what I refer to as attributes. Well, first principles. Attributes. Again, he says strategy. I say the same thing. And then he talks about behaviors. This, for me, is daily actions. Daily actions and behaviors. So, that's what we're talking about, guys. That is, oops. Just one moment. Okay. You go say hi, buddy. You go say hi. Okay. So, his philosophy is my attributes, his strategy is his strategy. When he says behavior, I'm talking about daily actions. Okay, that's pretty much where we're at in the book. And I said something really interesting in Seek Discomfort. I have a saying, guys. It's called Seek the Pain. That's why I wrote that down. That might be the first thing we gotta work on here, guys. Seek the pain. I think it is one of the most, generally the best things in life for us are painful. Okay, me waking up 4:15 in the morning to go work out is painful. Okay, it's not fun. It's discomfortable. It's easier to sleep in than go to the gym. Okay, so you gotta seek the pain. When I wake up, what's the most painful thing I can do? Go to the gym. Same with the diet. It's easier to eat the slice of cake. It's harder for me to take. It's harder for me. Like, I'm done eating for the day. I ate my last meal. It was cheese wrapped salami. Okay, the cake and pizza sounds so much fucking better. It'd be so much easier, so much more enjoyable. I seek the pain. I seek the calorie deficit. Okay. seeking pain is probably the best thing you can do. Seeking pain, that's where it's at. So seek the pain. That's what we're going to be focusing on this week. I'm going to be focusing on this week, alright? So, okay, so let's kind of talk about this, right? So, talk about fitness first. Talk about fitness. And like I said, we're gonna seek pain. Seek pain. Okay. So right now, let's talk about strategy. Let's talk about strategy. Strategy is where I am putting all my effort into right now, right? Putting all my effort into. So for fitness, what I've been working on, and if you've been on this channel, you know what I'm talking about, is I've been working on perfecting a very physical, active lifestyle. Okay, so which I'm going to call, I call jokingly the bathmate lifestyle. Okay. Is that dog back? I think my dog's back. One moment, guys. One moment, the dog is back. I'm coming, buddy. You gotta make up your mind, Teddy. In and out. In and out. You will constantly in and out. Hey, get in here. Alright, let's go, buddy. Onto the bed. Onto the bed. You want on the bed? Come here, buddy. I got you. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, there you go. Dog's on the bed. Okay, so which I've been joking about, I jokingly call it the bathmate lifestyle. Okay, a dog is driving me crazy. Butter just lay on that bed. All right, so that's where a lot of my physical effort and concentration has been on living this lifestyle. Okay, and we talk about the tactics, right? I got a lot of videos on the tactics I actually do. So the 5 tactics. This is just a brief summary. Is we get 8 hours of sleep. Okay, 8 hours sleep. I play. So that means I do my salsa dancing, I do my swimming, I do the walks with the dog. She's kind of demanding right now. Fill my day with her. I just drink water, right? I just drink water. That's my main source of liquid, water. I lift weights, okay? Well, we're going to call this exercise, right? We're going to call this exercise. Okay? And exercise, guys, is broken into 2 parts, right? We're going to do like this. We go to the gym to lift weights, and we do the bathmate, right? We do the bathmate, we just lift weights. That's the exercise, right? And the last thing that makes up the lifestyle, the last tactic I do is I just eat meat, right? There's some other things in here, but these are the broad strokes. These are the actual actions, the daily actions I take every day to better my life, okay? And each of them are painful in a way. They're each painful. Again, I love the fried foods. So just eating meat some days really sucks. Waking up at 4:15 to exercise or eat the bathmate sucks. Just drinking water, guys, every day kind of sucks. Okay, I love milkshakes. The playing, it doesn't suck. That actually I enjoy. Okay, that one I don't have there's no pain involved in that. But the 8 hours of sleep, there's some nights I want to stay up late. There's some nights I want to be up till, crack of dawn. Okay? These are it. This is the tactics, right? There's some other things I do, but these are the major tactics. So, okay. Let's talk about the women. Okay. So we gotta seek the pain, right? So here's the strategy. Where do I put all my effort into meeting people? Okay? Where do I put all my effort into meeting people? Now that's a good question. I don't make it a habit to go out specifically to meet girls. What I do instead, this is my strategy, is I say meet them in the world, and that's kind of a joke. It's kind of a joke, but not really. What I mean, I go to a pancake house and I see a cute waitress, I say hi. If I go salsa dancing and I see a cute girl, I say hi. If I'm in the grocery store and I see a cute girl, I say hi. What? Sometimes I don't always say hi, but when I do, I do. Okay. This is what I mean by the world. It's not a special. So some guys will do night games where they just go to nightclubs. Other guys do online games where they just meet people through Tinder. Some guys do day game where they try to do it in grocery stores, right? You could say it's a blend of that, but it's really, I look at it the world. Most people I meet, in fact, that's a better way to put it. I got a way better. Most places I meet, the game I do, I'm gonna call hobbies. Okay, that's way better. I do hobbies, right? I do hobbies where I meet other people. Okay, this includes. Let's just give 5. Salsa, that's a big one. The bike path, that's a big one. Right? I meet a lot of people on the bike path when I walk my dog. You stop that. The gym, swimming. I love restaurants, guys. I love hanging out in restaurants. That is like a hobby of mine. Okay, these are all places I meet people, right? So hobbies. That's really my strategy. Really my strategy. Right? One moment, guys. My dog is just being uncooperative. He's being uncooperative. One moment, guys. What? One out? There you go. There you go. So yeah. Sorry about that. My main strategy is hobbies, right? That's it. That's it. Hobby game. I don't know what else to call it. So tactics is a little. It would be too much because I've not perfected it. But I'm gonna give you one tactic. Okay? I think the best thing, guys. This is a tactic I do. Okay. So when I meet someone, I say hi plus handshake. Okay. I'm gonna explain what I'm really doing here. I'm gonna explain what I'm really doing here. I think hi is a fine opening. I don't need any question opener or entertainment opener or anything like that. I think this is a fine opener. Just saying hi. And then I try to shake their hand. I introduce their name, my name, and I try to shake their hand. And this is the reason. This is the reason why. If, and there's probably someone that's going to disagree with me, this is my experience. If they are unwilling to let you touch them, or they are unwilling to touch you, there is no chance of sex. There was none. Okay. So if I try to shake their hand and they refuse it, it's a red light. Okay. I don't really believe in green lights, guys. So there's no green light, go. For me, it's just keep going until there is a hard red light, and that for me is a hard red. Okay. So hi, name, and try to get the name, and then what I do, I try to name close, which sounds like a ridiculous thing, but think about it. There's probably a lot of guys that see a girl on the regular who they don't even know their name, who would love to know it, and they are not even willing to ask. So I think this is a very good basic, like, if you want to call it like introductory phrase. Say hi, introduce yourself to get their name, shake hand, okay? And now here's the trick. You gotta remember their name. That's a big one. Like, you gotta remember their name, and if you see them again and they remember your name, that's a really good sign. If they don't remember your name, it might be iffy. Okay. So that's that, and this is painful. This can be painful. Trust me. I sometimes get a little nervous trying to get people's name. I don't know why. I know why. It's because I'm trained to be nervous about these things. Okay. So last thing I want to seek out is painful. And this was painful for me today. Is becoming a cash manager, guys. Okay. Like $1 million here. So I don't think this is hard. I'm not even sure if it's really painful. I think it's monotonous, okay? Though today was painful. So this is basically the strategy, guys. This is really the strategy I'm doing. Okay? Ready for this? Where is all my effort going in to make $1 million? Okay? I have written a sales letter. And I'm gonna do what Alex Hormozi suggests. Mail 100 of them, 100 days in a row. That's the strategy. That's the game plan. That's it. Got a sales letter written. I'm gonna send out 100 of them for 100 days straight. And right now, the action I need to take, the daily action, is I gotta get the printer working. Okay? That is straight up the tactic I gotta do. The tactic, the action, the thing I need to do is get the printer working. Okay, that's it. So that's the first steps, guys. These are the first steps. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at, guys. That's the overlap of today. I'm gonna finish this off with a. I think we'll finish this off with some action. So what's the big thing I need to do tomorrow? What's the big thing? So one, keep to diet. Right now that is really hard for me today. I have been just hungry. Even right now, guys, I really want to go get a pizza. Right now, I really want to just turn this off and go get a motherfucking pizza. Okay? That is really where I'm at right now. I am struggling right now. I am hungry, and I really pushed hard in the gym this week. My body's sore as fuck. I would love a pizza. I would love a pizza. I would love it. Love it. So I gotta stick to the diet. That's the painful thing for me right now. And the second thing is fix. I don't care if I gotta go buy a new one. I gotta fix the printer. Okay, these are like the two things I gotta do. These are the two most painful things I can think of that I gotta do. Okay, to really do some cool things with my life. All right, guys. So I hope you guys got something out of this. I'm probably gonna reread this chapter a couple times this week, and we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. All right. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.